Hey, welcome back to Mini Beginner's Crash Course. My name is Lisa Jung, and I'm a developer advocate at Elastic. This is a series of short videos for developers who want to get started with Elasticsearch and Kibana. In Season 2, we're building a full-stack JavaScript app that could search for data stored in Elasticsearch. In the previous episode, we went over the details of the app and the resources you'll use throughout this course. In today's episode, we'll build a server using Node.js with Express. Let's talk about the relevant resources for this episode. Now, all the links to these resources are included in the description box. This course assumes that you have a basic understanding of Node.js, Express, and React. If you're relatively new to Node.js or Express and want to learn more, check out my blogs on these topics. Throughout this episode, I'll be going over terminal commands and code. If you want to copy and paste these, check out part 2 of the blog series, as these are all included there. Next, we have a Github Repo for episode 2. If you want to take a look at the entire project directory featured in this episode, check out this repo. All right, let's get started. As a prerequisite step, you should have installed a terminal emulator, a code editor, and Node.js on your computer. To keep this episode short and sweet, I've created the server in advance, but I'll walk you through the terminal commands and the code necessary to create your server. First thing that we're going to do is to create a project directory called the Earthquake app. This project will eventually include both the server side and the client side code. We'll focus on the server side code for now. To start, open your terminal. In the location of your choosing, you're going to execute this command to create a project directory called the Earthquake app. Next, you'll cd into this directory. And afterwards, we'll initialize a new Node.js project so we could build our server. Now, we're going to execute this command to create a new Node.js project. Next, we'll install all dependencies we need to build this app. Now, we'll need to install Elasticsearch client for Node.js, Axios, config, course, express, log timestamp, and Nodemon. Now, don't worry about knowing what these are for now. We'll go over these when the time comes. Now, we'll install these by executing this command. Okay, so let's open this project using your code editor. I'm using VS Code. You'll see that package.json and package.log.json files have been created for you. So let's take a look at the package.json file. Now, this file keeps track of our app scripts. It also manages any dependencies our server needs. And you'll see that it lists all the dependencies that we have installed. Next, we'll set up a server directory. Using your code editor, create a directory called server within the Earthquake app directory. Now, within the server directory, create a file called server.js. This file will be the entry point to the server and handle the server startup, routing, and other functions of our server. Now, let's make sure our package.json knows this. So, within the package.json file, go to line 5 and replace this with server.js. This lets package.json know that server.js will be the entry point to the server. Next, let's specify what command we could use to execute server.js. Go to line 6, scripts, and we'll add an npm start script here. Now add a comma at the end of line 7. In line 8, add the following. This step allows us to execute the server.js file by executing npm start in the terminal. Now you'll notice the dependency called Nodemon we installed earlier. Nodemon automatically restarts a server every time we make changes to our code, and it makes our life way easier. Now, we're able to start a server by using the command npm start in the terminal. Next, we'll create an Express app. Within the server.js file, you'll copy and paste the code shown here. Now, you can find this code in part 2 blog under step 7. So let's go over the code. In order to create a server with Express, you need to require the Express library to access all the functionalities that come with it. In line 3, we create an Express app and set it equal to a constant called app. In line 5, we set the port equal to 3001. In line 7, we instruct the server to listen for HTTP requests on port 3001. It'll also print a message to the terminal that the server is listening at port 3001. All right, let's start the server to see if everything works. So pull up your terminal and execute the command npm start. You'll see that our app is executing server.js file within our server directory, and that the server is listening at HTTP localhost 3001. In today's episode, we built a server using Node.js with Express. For our project, we want to connect our server to Elasticsearch hosted on Elastic Cloud. In order to do that, we need to create an Elastic Cloud deployment, and that is exactly what we'll do next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.